The gallery fell silent. Every eye was locked on the 16-year-old standing over the ball on the 18th green. Tiger Woods watched from the sidelines, his arms crossed, his expression unreadable. This wasn't just another high school golf tournament. This was redemption. This was legacy. This was Charlie Woods about to prove that the name on his back wasn't just borrowed glory, but earned greatness. 24 hours earlier, everything had looked different. The Benjamin School was drowning, 11 strokes behind their state championship dreams, slipping away like sand through desperate fingers. Charlie had posted a disappointing 74 in the opening round. The whispers had started. Maybe the pressure was too much. Maybe he wasn't ready. Maybe being Tiger Woods' son came with expectations that no teenager could carry, but something happened overnight. Maybe it was a conversation with his father. Maybe it was the dream his coach had about Charlie taking the lead. Or maybe it was simply the fire that burns in the heart of every Woods, the same competitive fury that turned a kid from California into the greatest golfer the world had ever seen. As Charlie lined up that final putt on the 18th hole, with Tiger and his mother, Ellen Nordegren, watching, with college scouts scribbling notes, and with his entire team's championship hopes resting on his shoulders, he knew one thing. This moment would define his season. The same season where he'd claimed his first AJGA title. The same season where he'd been named a first-team All-American, just like his father. The same season that had transformed him from Tiger's son into Charlie Woods. A champion in his own right. The putt rolled forward, and what happened next would send shockwaves through the junior golf world. Before we dive into this incredible story of pressure, performance, and pure talent, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Because stories like Charlie Woods' state championship triumph don't come around every day, and you won't want to miss what happens next in his journey to golf greatness. Mission and resort at Howey in the Hills, Florida. November 15th, 2025. That the stakes couldn't be higher for the Benjamin School and their star player, Charlie Woods. This wasn't just any tournament. This was the Florida Class 1A State Championship Finals. And Benjamin had come here with one mission: redemption. Last year still stung. They'd finished second, watching their rivals from Oxbridge Academy celebrate the title they desperately wanted. But this year felt different. Benjamin had dominated all season long, winning 8 out of 10 tournaments. They were ranked number 1 in the entire state. They had the talent, the depth, and in Charlie Woods, they had a player who was rapidly becoming one of the most feared juniors in America. But golf has a cruel way of humbling even the most confident teams. Day 1 of the state championship was a disaster. Charlie struggled to find his rhythm on the brutal El Campion course, a layout that punishes even the slightest mistake. He mixed 4 birdies with 4 bogeys and a double, signing for a 2/74. But more concerning than Charlie's score was the team's position. After just 9 holes on that opening day, Benjamin found themselves 18 shots off the lead. 18 shots. In a 2-day tournament, that kind of deficit feels insurmountable. Coach Toby Harbeck gathered his team that evening. These kids had fought all season. They'd beaten the defending state champions at districts. They'd crushed them again at regionals. They weren't going to roll over now. But even Harbeck, in his wildest dreams, couldn't have predicted what was about to unfold. Actually, that's not entirely accurate. He did dream it. Literally, that night before the final round, Harbeck had a dream that Charlie Woods would take the lead. He told his team about it the next morning, trying to inject some belief into players who faced a mountain to climb. Some of them probably thought their coach had lost his mind. But Charlie? Charlie was already locked in. He'd come up to Harbeck on the 14th hole and asked him how his nerves were holding up. That's when the coach knew Charlie wasn't just playing golf anymore. He was hunting. The final round started, and something magical happened. Charlie stepped onto that first tee a different player than the one who'd struggled 24 hours earlier. His ball striking was crisp. His putting was confident. His course management was flawless. He was playing like someone who had something to prove, not just to the gallery, not just to the scouts, not just to his father watching from the sidelines, but to himself. Birdie. Another birdie. And another. Charlie was carving up the same course that had beaten him up the day before. Each birdie brought Benjamin closer. Each solid par kept the momentum building. His teammates fed off his energy. Andrews was lighting it up. The entire Benjamin squad was suddenly playing championship golf. By the time Charlie reached the 18th hole, Benjamin had clawed back every single shot they'd lost on day one. They were in the lead. But Charlie wasn't done making a statement. Standing on that final green with everything on the line, he drained one more birdie putt. The fist pump that followed was pure Tiger Woods. The roar from his teammates was pure joy. The smile on Tiger's face in the gallery said everything about a father watching his son achieve greatness on his own terms. The scorecard told an incredible story. Charlie Woods shot a 4-under par 68. Not just any 68, he's Mingbo Jiang. 5 birdies, including that clutch closing birdie that sealed the championship. Over 36 holes, Charlie finished at 2 under par, good for a tie for 4th place individually. But individual honors weren't the goal. Team victory was everything. 2023, he'd been part of their first title. Now, as a junior, he'd led them to their second. The program had now won 5 state championships in its history, and Charlie Woods had been the catalyst for 2 of them. But let's zoom out for a moment and look at what this season has meant for Charlie's development as a player. The state championship was just the exclamation point on what had already been a breakthrough year. Back in May, he'd captured his first individual AJGA title at the Team TaylorMade Invitational, finishing at an incredible 15 under par. That victory opened doors and turned heads across the junior golf world. Over the summer, he competed at the Junior PGA Championship, finishing in a tie for 9th. He made a hole-in-one at TPC Sawgrass during the Junior Players Championship. And just last week, he'd been named a first-team AJGA Rolex Junior All-American. It's an honor that placed him among the elite 12 boys nationwide. It was the same honor his father had earned back in the early 90s. When Tiger was just another talented junior with big dreams, Charlie now sits 9th in the national AJGA rankings and 4th. Among the class of 2027, he's averaging over 46 points in the AJGA system, and college coaches are taking notice. Multiple SEC and ACC programs are reportedly interested. Florida State's head coach was spotted at the state championship chatting with Tiger in the gallery. The recruiting battle for Charlie Woods is heating up, though he hasn't made any commitments yet. What makes this story even more remarkable is the context surrounding Tiger's appearance at the state championship. Just 1 month earlier, Tiger had undergone his 7th back surgery. This time, a lumbar disc replacement at the L4, L5 vertebrae. The fact that he was able to walk the course following Charlie's round for 4 hours under the Florida sun was encouraging news for fans worried about Tiger's long-term health. Tiger has been remarkably supportive throughout Charlie's junior career, showing up at tournaments when his own body allows, and offering guidance without overshadowing his son's achievements. And there was another familiar face in the gallery that day, Ellen Nordegren, Charlie's mother. Despite their divorce in 2010, Tiger and Ellen have maintained a strong co-parenting relationship, and both were beaming with pride as they watched their son deliver under pressure. Photos from the event show them standing together, celebrating Charlie's success, putting family first in a moment that transcended past difficulties. Coach Harbeck summed it up perfectly after the victory. He talked about how his team refused to quit, how they'd made up so much ground, and how they'd taken off when it mattered most. He mentioned Charlie coming up to him during the round asking about his nerves, showing that focus and competitive fire that separates good players from great ones. And he mentioned that dream, the one where he'd seen Charlie taking the lead. Sometimes, the golf gods smile on the believers. For Charlie, the pressure of being Tiger Woods' son could have been crushing. Every shot is scrutinized. Every tournament is analyzed. Every score is compared to what his father was doing at the same age. But Charlie is learning to embrace that pressure, to use it as fuel rather than let it become an anchor. He plays with emotion, which sometimes leads to visible frustration when things don't go his way. But it also leads to moments like that fist pump on 18, pure celebration of a job well done. The comparisons to Tiger are inevitable, but they're also incomplete. Charlie is his own player with his own strengths, his own style, and his own journey ahead of him. Yes, he's got the Woods pedigree. Yes, he's got access to the best coaching, the best facilities, and the best guidance anyone could ask for. But none of that matters if he doesn't have the heart, the talent, and the work ethic to back it up. And this state championship proved he's got all 3. Looking ahead, Charlie's got some big decisions to make. Where will he play college golf? Will he turn pro immediately after high school, or take the traditional route through college? How will he handle the intense media scrutiny that comes with every step of his career? These are questions that will be answered in time. But for now, In this moment, Charlie Woods is a high school junior who just led his team to a state championship with one of the gutsiest performances of the season. He's got an AJGA title, an All-American selection, and now a state championship ring to show for his breakthrough year. He's ranked in the top 10 nationally among juniors. He's got the attention of elite college programs. And most importantly, he's got the confidence that comes from delivering when it matters most. The Benjamin School's near-perfect season, winning 8 of 10 tournaments, culminating in a state championship, sets them up as the team to beat going forward. With Charlie returning for his senior year along with talented teammates like Andrew Czar, Clint Lewis, and Brooks Colton, they will be hunting for a third title in 4 years. As the celebration wound down at Mission and Resort, as the trophy was lifted, and as the photos were taken, one thing became crystal clear. Charlie Woods isn't just Tiger's son anymore. He's a champion in his own right, and the golf world better get used to hearing his name. Because this is just the beginning of what promises to be an incredible career. The kid who once appeared on TV alongside his dad at the PNC Championship, charming audiences with his swing and his smile, has grown into a fierce competitor who thrives under pressure. The same competitive fire that made Tiger the most dominant golfer of his generation is burning bright in Charlie. And if this state championship is any indication of what's to come, we're all in for one hell of a ride.